heading into that next matchup later today. But NAVI versus Heroic, it's going to be a tough one to call, but NAVI absolutely should be taking this one, Jason, in terms of the fact they're going up against a Heroic with their ex-teammate back.
Yeah, that's the other angle to this, and obviously we know about Nikedos at this moment. At this point, Opper very good at the rifle still though, but they've been missing that AWP presence which they have in Dexter, just not at this tournament. Flashbang and IEM is going to get aggressive, and trades there for Heroic ready and waiting.
Oh, nice shot from Nerds outside. That's wonderful. It has gone down, and now Alexi and JL left alone. 2v4. Heroic in complete control, and they've got all the time in the world here.
I think that's a nice shot from Nerds to highlight what they're missing with Dexter is that lack of extra firepower from the AWP puts a lot more pressure on Nerds' shoulders to be able to have impact and to be able to deliver and create opportunities for his teammates. That's in my mind when I've watched Heroic in the past with Nikedos in the lineup. That's what they've kind of missed is someone else who can create opportunities for the rest of the team. So Nerds is with this stand-in situation is just so important to have good games for Heroic.
All right, gather up and go down secret. NAVI have the correct read. So the two players alive for NAVI go back into the lower bomb side. Now, there is an option for Heroic to fly back up to A via that vent if they decide that is the better option, but this is quite sneaky from Alexi and JL. They found themselves in strong positions up on the rafters. Here come Heroic. This is still a chance for NAVI in this pistol round. JL stepping up with the dual Berettas, and he will eventually be traded out. Just the sheer numbers for Heroic still alive was too much to handle for NAVI.
It's not a bad setup. NAVI had a great read of the situation. Heroic slow playing that almost kind of gave it away, even in a 2v4 in the right position, and if that crossfire is just a couple different positions, you could see when they eventually start streaming out, JL actually can't get involved in the fight. They're directly beneath him. So maybe a different crossfire and that could have panned out, but a nice pistol from Heroic to go up 1-0 to start the series.
Just losing track of the chaos there, JL. Now TSS is going to deal with this push towards outside. Dangerous position to find yourself when you're going up against the full eco, and he's overrun by those pistols. So weapon picked up now for NAVI. Whether or not they can get something done with it is left on the table, but
I think just now they missed their really only window. This Galil has to get a little bit aggressive. If Nikedos falls back, there's nothing left because look at all the space Heroic's taken elsewhere. They really needed to hunt down that next follow-up kill, and now that it doesn't happen, upper bomb site's lost.
Oh, Nerds gets one, but traded by that Galil in the hands of Bit. So a 2v3. Alexi P still only has that USP, and now the Galil is gone and is secured for Heroic. But TSS in position to get overrun by the pistols. Could have got a little hairy, but Heroic stay comfortable.
Yeah, could have got a little hairy, huh?
Yeah, that's bad.
2-0. Kicks and finds that final frag, and we're going to get into the gun round. NAVI with a complete save outside of a couple flashbangs. Not too shabby for just bringing the USPs into the fight, but now we get the M4s.
You know, it's actually pretty good at this Dallas that we got a small amount of these issues. You know, over the last 2 years, Jason, we've seen more and more teams have problems, but it is just Dexter for that sort of last minute replacement of Nikedos coming in. So overall, it's been pretty solid, and I think Heroic, you know, the fact that it was just one tournament they played without Nikedos, at least not too much has changed for them. It's not the worst case scenario for them.
No, he'll still be pretty up to date with what they like to run. It's not changing a whole lot back and forth. Alexi's going to get aggressive outside. Remember yesterday, he actually did a really good job against Spirit, had a really good understanding of the games they wanted to run.
Oh.
Wonderful gets caught in that smoke. Oh, he's going to step right through, finds one. Nikedos can't transfer over.
Yeah, it's good for the timing for Heroic to get two players down secret, but Immo was already at the vent. Nerds is behind him, and oh! First bullet misses, but still recovers it for Heroic. Now a 3 versus 2 thanks to Shuch's play down low.
Damn.
Kick Sam, what a shot on Bit. You thought Bit had that one locked in all day long, but mistaken, as JL is now put in a 1v3. They'll catch Shush outside. And now that bomb goes down, so time shrinks for JL, so he realizes he can't win this one. He'll grab that AK-47, and he'll retreat to safety. Yeah,
his position is just way too known to actually even attempt the clutch whatsoever. That's really nicely done from Heroic. Obviously, the kill on Wonderful, maybe asleep at the wheel a little bit, wasn't super focused on the timing of their cross. Alexi didn't have the information. And a really nice lurk down vents to take down Ima. So 3-0, Heroic looking good to start this T-side campaign. What do you think? Another upset today?
No, I
Feeling it?
No, I don't. I don't feel it. I think NAVI should win this one, Jason. But I don't think they're going to be able to do it in 2 maps. It feels like they didn't look that good yesterday at all. JL in particular was catching a lot of criticism for good reason, especially after the matchup from the community. You read through any of the threads, he's JL getting some heat.
He had a quiet game yesterday comparatively. Yeah, NAVI, I mean, that's the kind of conversation outside of the major and what they're trying to do, and it hasn't looked like they've been able to build upon that success and carry that success forward. Wonderful as well, I felt, was a little quiet yesterday on the AWP.
Yeah, one round that I remember from the back of that big box on ramp. Well, I think it's Wonderful is one of those players that he's very, very good, but he doesn't feel like one of those AWPers that'll take over if the rest of his teammates are too quiet. Like, he's not enough to win games.
Still finding his game, right? Pretty young player, pretty inexperienced player. Nertz is going to be ready for that fight with the Molotov in towards Hut. That was the one rifle.
So the rest should be relatively smooth sailing here for Heroic.
They've already infested outside as well.
Ugh. Coming through all the holes in Alexi B. Kill on Kicksand descending down from main into the in-game leaders 5-7. Wonderful's deagle could really start the dominoes falling here because Alexi B has the AK back at main. That's the bomb on the back of Shush that is now on the floor. And it may be a little choppy now for Heroic. You thought it might be quite comfortable, but those kills go against them. And Nertz has to try and recover from Squeaky Door.
They've got all the time in the world, though. They can be patient, Heroic, and you could see Nertz is playing this so well. Good duel against Bid, and everyone's got to start moving. Yeah. They knew exactly where Alexi was. It's actually a really well put together double kill for Alexi in the round. But Heroic are just able to wait. They know with the lack of weaponry, Navi's going to have to make a move.
And you talk about Nertz having to show up in these big games for Heroic. He's the win condition if Heroic are going to take some big upsets. And he has had a great start here. He's 7-1 heading into round 5. You know, when we got to see them at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice at the start of the year, when they were pulling upsets and knocked Vitality out of the competition, it was kind of a new time for the roster. They was only really getting going at the start of the year. And one player in particular stood above the rest, and it had to be Nertz. So it's clearly showing at these tournaments that here's the shiny light for Heroic. The reigning champion of Dallas, as Tesses takes out Wonderful in that fight outside. Kicksand diving down. His speed here for Heroic. JL is the only player from Navi that's been able to win his duel. But Bit, he could recover it. Lobby push from JL. He's taking matters into his own hands. And Bit from Hell looks up above and catches only one of the two. But that's information at least gathered on the whereabouts of this play forward for Heroic.
A little bit of a cool flank from JL. Already up on Silo. He's going to have to obviously drop down.
Oh, Emma.
Ooh, and he's got one. Tess is tapped away. And this is the pacing and the speed that Heroic caught Navi initially off guard. Gave them a 5-on-3. But with that, you get some... Okay, that's not the cleanest drop we've ever seen.
But he's still got a chance. He's got the AWP. And he's got plenty of health still at 61.
I think he's going to try and make it into lobby, wrap around towards door, get ready for the retake, get ready for one coming up vent, but he's actually slow played this very much in towards lobby.
And doesn't want to unscope either, doesn't want to have to give away his position. But
oh, he did.
He's unscoped now, and we'll have to rescope again, but he's got the information, and now goes for the peek. Separates this into the 1v1 fight as Nikodos looks to close it. Can't do it versus Imma. And finally, Navi will get through onto their first round win on Nuke.
Yeah, I know. Importantly, Imma can run back in towards Hut and pick up that op. He'll pass it over to Wonderful, who got dropped behind Credit. 0 kills on Wonderful so far. That's a very close round. A nice attempt at the clutch from Nikodos. 4-1, and Navi survive only one player, so money's still a problem. Economy's still a problem. And outside of JL's performance, this round was really falling apart.
And that's good. You know, we were talking about JL, his underperformance yesterday. Nanko was saying need that MVP for the major to show up to get Navi through this game, and so far so good from JL.
He's a really, I think Heroic's going to have to be aware of that. If you go back and watch some of his major games on Nuke, he's a really hardcore anchor of the upper bomb site. He does not like moving. He drops on Silo, hops on Hut. He's there frequently. Ima's going to find Nertz trying to make the vent drop. Back-to-back aggressive openings from Nertz. Both of them negated. This time by Ima, previously by JL. This is the Group B lower bracket semi-final. Loser is eliminated.
It's all about survival today. Only a few more spots left in the arena.
Winning team goes on to play later on today as well against the winner of Virtus Pro versus Big, taking on, or going on, over at the secondary stream. Good shot from Wonderful. He's on the board with his first.
Yeah, it was a nice shot from Wonderful, finally.
And if NAVI can sustain and like keep a pretty healthy victory in this round and not lose too many weapons, that should be a point where they actually get to plant their feet and start feeling more comfortable in this half. And it's working perfectly.
Yeah, it's working real well right now. Nikita's stuck at Squeaky. There's nothing he can do about the outcome of this round. NAVI will be heading to 2 in a mere moment. Nikita starts to retreat, and money is a question here for Heroic. A lot of players weak on cash right now, so an AK-47 save, if he can hang on to it, might not be the best, or the worst outcome, rather. So he's going to take a few steps towards T-spawn. He'll carry that AK on over, and it is 2 now for NAVI. This is the map pick of Heroic. I see NAVI play yesterday.
And one thing we saw yesterday, I mentioned it earlier, the outside defense from NAVI, they seem to have, I mean, with Alexi B playing towards Mini and playing kind of the aggressive rifler towards Redbox, obviously as an in-game leader, has probably done his research, knows their pathing, knows their different ideas of how they like to take things. We're seeing Wonderful outside a little bit earlier with the AWP than they were yesterday. Maybe Spirit was able to abuse that to a point where they felt they wanted that AWP presence outside to try and dissuade it to try and get its 1 or 2 picks when it can. It's Heroic who's going to be forced back onto a low buy. Mac 10, Tech 9, Galil in play. A little bit light on nades. So not as much ability to move around the map.
So the outside execute coming in. It's become the standard wall here in CS2.
The Henry G wall.
Yeah, is that what we're calling it still these days? Is that where everybody's remember it from? But yes. He did find this early on. And Alexi B, he's worried about a player from Heroic making their way through that smoke into Gary, so he's going to cover that off. But Heroic crossing over that smoke was broken open, but no one from Heroic really suffering from it. Yeah, information gathered from that footstep. Clumsy movement. Alexi B will have passed that information on, but he won't know numbers yet. But they have to adjust the defense to deal with a possible B play. So Bit heads down lower. And Heroic will still have to take their time. They're worried that there could be rotations already here.
Bit rotates down. Wonderful shifts to ramp with the AWP, so he can drop pretty quickly as well to chime in if they do eventually find numbers.
And Imma's aware that Nerds is likely trying to cut rotations off from lobby. He gets that information that Nerds is still there. Unable to win a duel, though. 35 seconds remaining. It's about to be a smoke play into this lower bomb site to try and at least get the bomb plant, but they threw it off their own teammates' back, so they've kind of screwed themselves over here, but Bay is cleared out by Nikudas. Control room to the rafters. A big headshot from the Dane, and that bomb is now down for Heroic.
I think you got to save. I think you actually have to save. Despite the fact that you had the early information with the footstep, Bit going down so clean, and I mean, even though that utility is, by the way, that smoke hitting his teammate was like the most foreseeable future. I was watching him line it up. I was like, you're going to hit him. That's not going to work. But it was enough of a distraction to pull Bit's attention away and allow Nikudas to have such a clean shot.
Yeah, Bit's probably like, what the hell is happening here? I've never seen this smoke before. And confused. Nikudas pops his head off.
Look, it's not pretty, but it's getting the job done. 3-round lead for Heroic.
And that was a lower buy as well, right? They didn't have all the bells and whistles, all the weapons they would have liked, and they still find a way to a round win. It's just slow outside behind those smokes.
When you have that kind of a loadout going into a round, you got to be so happy when there's no resistance along your whole path. Smoke wall wasn't spammed. The break of the smoke was a little bit late. Even with the footstep in secret, no one's in secret, no one's in vents. You got a lot of room to work with if you're Heroic, and I think in review, NAVI will say they want that one back a little bit and say, how do we apply a little bit of pressure to what they're doing? They got deep before we even had an engagement.
At least he moved the microphone away.
Yeah, true. Good man Bit.
Timeout taken here. So having the conversation with Nerds.
I think this is mostly about you. I mean, you know, obviously the economy is not going to be in a bad place for NAVI if you're Heroic, because they saved 4 weapons in that round, so you know it's going to be another full buy. This is more about building upon that little piece of success you just had, because this is still, some of these gun rounds have been a little bit labored. NAVI was looking like they were catching a little bit of momentum. They were going to start building into things. You got away with one there, and now you need to actually call to start really putting some more rounds on the board. You're in a good place if you're Heroic. 5 rounds already at this point. Everything after this is just a little bit extra.
Yeah, wonderful. Outside smoke blown open. lucky to be alive, but Alexi B will still forage the first kill here for Navi. It's Tessus down early. Kixan looking to try and adapt.
If there was a game plan for Navi to have that op outside and have presence, you can confidently say it's failed, it's struggled, it's not being effective in the hands of Wonderful at the moment.
Yeah, Nerds has got down lower, but once again, it's Alexi B doing a lot of good work here on the CT side of Nuke. He's got 2 more kills added to his tally, and this is making this round very uncomfortable for Heroic. Im is going down secret to try and sort of answer the question that Nerds has maybe opened up for them. He's down just chilling at the moment, waiting for an aggressive maneuver. Hasn't seen anybody yet as Ima goes into the vent.
Oh, he has no idea.
He has absolutely no idea that Nerds is down here in towards Decon. And finally, he'll adjust, see the angle, and spot Nerds walking by. Ima gets a free kill. Nerds looking the wrong way. And you mentioned trying to build on their early round success. Well, they're unable to do so. They're unable to get a kill in this round.
Yeah, not at all. Nothing so far. A little bit of a chance on Wonderful to open things up. Be disappointed by this, but they've got money. No loss bonus is going to make it a little bit sketchy in the next round, right? They should be able to pick up most of the AK-47. Some utility will be missing, and Shush, with that knowledge, with that understanding, especially him with only 1,800 bucks, he's going to try and preserve this AK-47 so he can just replenish utility, but he's already been spotted, and now there's basically no chance you get to save this gun.
Yeah. Ima heard him switch out the weapon as well, so the hunt is quickly on, and Shush can't even get steps back, so he's down. And now that economy problem is massive for Heroic. Navi should be able to shrink this gap to 1 round. 4 rounds should be arriving on their board soon. When you mentioned yesterday when we were having that talk about Alexi B, the last time they played Nuke versus Spirit, he was able to kind of shut Donk down. He did a really good job outside. Once again, it seems like he's going to have a good CT side here. He's got a couple really important multi-kills in the rounds that Navi have been competitive in.
Yeah, he does really good work for Navi outside. In a position where you see a lot of times like really gifted mechanical aimers, Alexi's doing a lot with his brains. Spam coming through the door smoke.
Ooh, what a start over in that B stream. 8-0 start for Big over VP. Nerds cutting through Ima. It's a charge forward for the AK-47 of Nerds looking to be sharp to try and remove JL at the back of the site now, and unfortunately, it's the hut smoke that is causing problems here for Heroic, and JL is hearing them walk back. He is hunting them down, coming right through that smoke. JL catches Kixan, Wonderful locks out Nikados, and Shush is stuck in lobby again. This time you'll think about perhaps an attempt, he'll pick that bomb up, but JL's pushing forward through Squeaky, and Shush has got that kill locked in, but will he predict the player so close? The answer to that question is absolutely not.
I mean, that's just a little sloppy from Heroic, and I think if, I have to imagine, I don't know, I don't doubt he's saying anything, he looks pretty calm, but Nerds has got to be internally a little bit frustrated, screaming internally. Yeah, he gets that kill, and he's stringing out all the way into the bomb site, he gets the opening, but look at his teammates in hut when JL's making his move. They're all stuck in the corner. They can't find the exit through the smoke. So if they're streaming out as he's scaling onto the bomb site, JL obviously can't swing wide on him, and then you have a shot at the round. But him as that door player, if you get all the way out into the bomb site before your teammates have gotten out of hut, that's a tear your hair out moment.
And I can't believe Nerds even gets a follow-up kill while he's in that position too. Like, he's crouching with low health in front of the silo, and he still gets another kill towards the main rotator. Really sick stuff from Nerds, and yeah, his teammates let him down there, and Heroic's money has completely fallen away. So it's just Glocks in the majority. Nerds is afforded a P250.
It's great news for Navi, though. They kind of pick up right where they left off, right? Like that low buy that Heroic plants and wins at the lower bomb site off 1 kill. It just looks to be a hiccup rather than any kind of crazy issue with the defense. Maybe just a miscue. Bit will get challenged. Unarmored Glocks coming in his direction. Haven't yet committed. No reinforcements called over just yet. And it's basically we're just waiting for the slaughter.
You know what's coming.
You know it's coming, baby.
And they just want some money out of it, Heroic. Finally, Nerds will swing open that door. Iman's got like that Call of Duty view model, Jason. Look at that. I feel like he's the only player I've seen with this kind of view model.
When you're in matchmaking and one of your teammates has like the old like Quake view model where it's just like in the center of the screen, it kind of makes me want to puke a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
You lose respect for them instantly. Kixan has taken his own teammate out, so a little chaotic here for the Pistols. They try and charge down Wonderful, and yeah, a bit awkward there for Wonderful. I'm sure he would have liked the help of AWP's picked up regardless from Alexi, and the scoreline is now tied up.
He doesn't seem sharp today, Wonderful. Something slow to wake up, perhaps?
Well, the coffee machine was locked, but it's now unopened, Jason. Maybe that was something.
You can put Navani, and then...
No, it didn't take much for that, but yeah, 5-5, we're all tied up, and NAVI, I'm sure, will be feeling relatively comfortable despite the scoreline being even. The last few rounds have been pretty nice for them. Alexi B looking to try and disrupt with utility, but decides to go with the spam first. And the ramp play from Bit, it's aggression through the smoke. Shush about to round that corner, Bit staying committed. Oh, he gets overrun. There's an element of surprise in the kind of play that Bit wanted to deploy, and it doesn't work out for him at all. And Tessis gets by that smoke. Imma caught off guard. Tessis moving through Secret. It's an important start here for Heroic. They're 2 kills up. And Navi are going to struggle to get this 3v5 back.
Okay, JL just given the sound cue, popping right back up in vents. He wants to be in position to stop any play towards the upper bomb site, but the defense is entirely split. There's no way any of these guys can really work together. I think Alexi's calling out, I can watch your squeak door from Big Garage. He's got a lot on his plate, but it allows JL to shift into a new position, and they can actually double up if JL doesn't get picked off, and he will.
Nice shot from Kixan up on top of the hut. That's JL gone, and Heroic up 3 players now in this round. Alexi B still worried about that secret player earlier, and Tessis ain't hanging around. Wonderful pushing through ramp. Not going to be a round that Navi will be able to find the pathway to.
It's a really good T-side from Heroic. You got to be very happy about this one. That spam is going to slow the plant, but it won't stop it. And now Alexi decides to just get away. Wonderful. Another miss. Yeah, I'm telling you, something's off today. He's individually, or at least in this map. Plenty of time for him to recover in this series, but not as sharp as we're used to seeing him.
No, not at all. Even yesterday, even in the biggest clip of the game from Wonderful, he misses the first 2 shots and then has to recover it. So it has been whiffed a little bit in this competition so far. A 6-5 for Heroic. Money is good for Navi, so they'll have a bye coming into this last round, so they'll be able to fight fully to try and tie this scoreline up as they exit the first half at 6 apiece. That's Emma going down to Tessis earlier on. He just got by that smoke break. Again, I think Navi's smoke breaks outside. It maybe just comes slightly too late almost every time. Tell us what you really think.
Yeah, mollies are really shit.
Well, worked out for Tessis. Wonderful. He's playing towards Garage this time. He'll be looking up towards that silo pick. He's seeing utility rain on over. He'll try and peek before they bloom, but Heroic are disciplined enough not to give that away. And again, the smoke break doesn't expose enough.
A little bit deep. I think it only got the back half once again. And I think Wonderful's also like, if you've missed the shots he's missed and been through the sequences he's been in, he's not. It doesn't exactly feel like he's eager to find that fight, does it?
No. Not feeling fully confident at the moment. They cross down Secret. Heroic have another player over that. Imma has to adjust, and he's gone down lower to try and defend the B-bomb site from the stairway.
They've only crossed 1, though, with their outside smokes. It's only Tessis who's at the top of the secret stairs. Other than that, they haven't put anyone else in there. So flashes in towards Big Garage, pull Wonderful off the angle. They might hear those footsteps.
That's great. Utility towards outside. Nertz, will he look the right way at the right time? Wonderful's overrun by 2, but Nertz, he could really win this for Heroic. Now that double push coming towards him. Nertz manages 1 out of the fight. JL had to trade it and does so. So Navi still in this round, but they're a player down and 39 seconds left. Heroic have burned all of their utility. They're down to 2 flashbangs left.
Well, JL, with the confidence of Nertz going down, knows he's cleared out lobby, that Nertz is often just a solo guy in these rounds. Imma's still down low, so he's well out of position. Bit's going to start pushing up towards lobby, and there's only 20 seconds. Heroic is really slow playing this.
You could go Heaven into the main split on this A-bomb side. 15 seconds to do so, and
Navi's got to fight.
And Bit has the cross out of main. Kicksands taken down first. Limited time. 8 seconds left to get into this bomb site for Heroic. JL throws the molly, but it doesn't spread. It doesn't stop shooting. It is absolutely shit. And Emma climbs up that vent, dead to Nikados. And now Heroic are a player ahead to close this. And JL unable to hold the spray down for a kill. But he comes out, clears out Tetris. Taken out quickly after, though. And Bit with that rifle is stuck in hut. And Heroic are about to exit this half with a 7-5 lead. Strong T side from Heroic. They are looking to take Nuke over NAVI.
Just anyone. I'd rather keep my hood up, walk the world alone, and make it on my own. Then you claim that you're the reason that I got where I'm going. And I'm not interested in settling for the hell of it. All these people want convenience, I want more. The wolf is howling at the door. And now it's up to the clock before the last lock hits the floor. Wait, you got in my way. Think I finally got it figured out. You can take a seat, oh please, I'm busy. I don't wanna let you let me down. I don't wanna let you let me down. Take a seat, oh please, I'm busy now. I don't wanna let you let me down. I don't wanna let you let me down. Take a seat, oh please, I'm busy now. From the time I wake up till I go to sleep, I can follow me, yeah. All fight, never flee, no flights ever free, yeah. I'm in my corner and I'm ringside handing me a water. My hands are on my shoulders, got the belt, crown myself the winner. It's just the way you keep on talking about yours while I'ma make mine. And I'm the first one in the morning and stay late night. And you can get your tickets, watch me from the sidelines. Cause you're not even in the competition. Why should I listen to someone without a vision who has no backbone and isn't here for me at all? Yeah, they just praying and waiting on the downfall. You can't get comfortable where you are. Wait, you got in my way.
Good half, guys. Good half.
good comps as well.
Just remember, it's not over, and let's take what we learned from yesterday's match. Meaning, let's stay.
The sentiment that this one is not over, and NAVI could certainly pull this back. 7-5 lead though for Heroic going into this, and this is with their ex-teammate Nikados coming in. This would be devastating for NAVI to lose the first map of the series, Jason.
Yeah, but it's a wonderfully called T-side from Heroic. You have to say, like, they won this not necessarily completely by individuals, but some good tactics, some good pace changes. They got like a little bit of a freebie low-buy round. Nerds did a good job over in lobby. Nikados has provided some impact kills as well. I think you add on top of that, the shaky sense of wonderful so far in this game is a little bit unnerving. So we're not really seeing Navi hit that peak yet. Nerds is going to find the opener, already dictating, already giving a 5-on-4 to his team, and going for one more.
Yeah, Heroic confident about this pistol. 5 sets of Kevlar, and it started well here for Nerds, but he peeks into credit card and he gets his head swiped. He is still alive though. He goes in for a double dip and takes out Alexi B. bit finally to trade that out, but Na'Vi have lost too many members, and it's a bit uncomfortable. They don't have a solid map control yet. They have no pathway to a bomb site at the moment.
Yeah, they have to kind of abandon Bit. They have to leave him in this position to a certain extent. Wonderful's going to stay outside at red box and go passive and try and hope that nobody pushes him on the other side, the side that he can't watch. But where's the winning move for Na'Vi in this round? Tessis is going to start shrinking the map. He's pushing towards lobby.
Perhaps it's from JL. Perhaps he can make the play and create the space on this upper bomb site.
There's just so many timings that you have to get lucky on if you're Na'Vi. Nikadaz is peeking up secret stairs right now, so he's...
That's the bomb,
again,
Wonderful.
Bit's alone.
Bit now detected in towards hell. He can't really fly up that ladder now. Wonderful. He's trapped towards outside, but he has forced Nikadaz back, and JL has slipped out into the upper bomb site undetected so far. 35 seconds remaining. Kicksan's just holding for that bomb. He knows it has to cross in main, but it doesn't work out. Na'Vi get 3 headshots, a flurry of destruction in the blink of an eye, and that bomb goes down in the upper site. Nikadaz is nowhere near winning this one.
Oh my lord, Heroic just at the worst moment all shift into position. Even that kill towards door was like, that's a perfect spot. You just missed the 2 bullets you needed to hit. Heroic tracked this round so well and let it slip through their fingers.
And now they know where Nikadaz is. And Nico doesn't this time. It is JL with that headshot, cracks him open, and Na'Vi looked like they had lost that pistol within the first few seconds, but they were able to recover.
Talked plenty about Wonderful having a rough time in this map. One thing we are getting positive for Na'Vi that we didn't have yesterday is JL and his impact. One of the greatest qualities in his game. Not always volume, but he finds important kills and makes round-winning plays, and he does it again this time with his lurking towards the upper bomb site. It was one of the few parts of the map that Heroic didn't have eyes on, and he's able to catch a couple kills right when they needed it most.
Cross on over towards JL. He'll unload his full magazine of the Khalil. Shoe's not connected with those bullets. They are just outside. So Na'Vi taking the time. They know they're going up against some weaker weapons here, and they don't want to be caught in any early engagements.
Both teams win their T-side pistol round, and Heroic choose to buy on the second round, where Na'Vi chose to go full unarmored USPs as well. But both teams given the opportunity to get out to a good start, to establish a foothold in this offensive campaign. Nice position for the MP9, though. It looks like Na'Vi do want to start crossing towards Secret, crossing outside, and this MP9 can pounce at any moment.
Nikadaz dropping further back, trying to retreat, but Bit is unrelenting. He takes him out at range with that Khalil. First blood of this round is in favor of Na'Vi. Shush pushes in towards lobby from Squeaky Door. He's clearing it out, realizing no one from Na'Vi is holding down inside of lobby at the moment. They're not finding anything from their aggressive maneuvers because JL's still in his own spawn.
He's making sure they can't get big flanked, and I mean, he was also in a situation he understands where if the lobby crunch does come in because so much of Navi's emphasis has been outside, then he's really exposed, so now he turns into kind of a lurk over towards lobby. He can come in very late. There's Nertz's MP9, but the trades are all with the stronger weapons, and Ima is going to finish things off. We're tied up at 7, and this round must be a save for Heroic, so Na'Vi, a wonderful opportunity to take a 1-round lead.
Well, and that force buy does not work out on the CT side after you lose the pistol. You got the sour taste of having to take the eco in the next and watching Na'Vi very likely head into the lead now if you're Heroic. Mac 10 for Wonderful. He's heading towards ramp quite quickly with that. No one there to meet him from Heroic. This outside fight. Nertz detected in towards credit card. Receives some chip damage. He's just hoping he can catch Ima.
Navi's being very cautious about this.
Yep.
They have to know it's going to be pretty much a full save, and that doesn't mean I'm saying, you know, throw caution to the wind.
Ooh.
There's a little engagement. Nertz brought down low. Bit with his Mac 10 already knocking on the door. He's being Molotov by his own team. Here's the tick of the fire, but now he's alone, being swung by multiple players. He wants one more, and he's... How is he alive?
I have no idea, but he's got away with it.
He's running the gauntlet right now. He's playing the Eliminator. It's an American Gladiators reference.
Okay.
You probably don't understand it.
No,
it's okay.
I watch Gladiators, but the British version.
Not as good?
I don't know. I didn't watch the American one, so I can't compare. But if it's anything like the Office, maybe it's worse. The Gladiators made a comeback though, Jason. There is a new season apparently of the Gladiators.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I wonder how good it is.
I haven't watched it.
If you guys at home have, let us know. Hashtag IEM. Also, anything you want to really tweet at that handle, go for it.
Yeah, let us know the American Gladiators, British Gladiators, whatever you're feeling today. 8-7. M4 is coming out for Heroic. Nikodas has his AWP as well with full utility.
Kicksan getting down into the vent. NAVI send out the first heap of utility over the smoke wall, but they haven't sent anybody with it. Not even Imma to lurk solo towards red, which we've quite often seen. Nothing towards outside. And those smokes have a timer on them. Once those fade away, that'll give quite a bit of information, but they're going to be chilling out in the lobby at the moment here, NAVI.
You might see that outside's clear, but you kind of have to assume that someone's made it to secret, right? And they've already shifted Kicksan downstairs.
Nikodas has positioned himself perfectly towards this squeaky play. NAVI sending utility out, making it obvious now they're going to go for this topside hit. And there's plenty of players here for Heroic. Flash is effective to force Nikodas further back into the site, and Alexi B is now pushing forward past Tetris. This feels very claustrophobic for Heroic CT side. They're stuck at the back of the site, but they're still fighting. NAVI yet to get a single kill, and Nikodas is just peeking one by one until finally one is too much. It is JL, Imma, and Bit together who just take all 3 kills to NAVI and finally win that top site.
Pretty impressive resistance on that defense considering both were trapped behind silos. A very timely smoke by Nikodas, the time to get a double kill. Tezis has to clear vent. He has to find Imma so that Kicksan can come up and get involved in the action, and he'll do just that.
Yeah, that trades it out 2v2. Big retake opportunity now for Heroic as they start to come back into this. Both of the NAVI players pinned to the back of the bomb site. They go forward. It's one down. JL now giving it away, but limited ammo left, and he runs out of it. Tezis cuts right through him, and Heroic tie up the game with that retake.
Not bad at all. Good clear of the vents, good flank in lobby, and that defense does just enough. That was so sketchy. You hate both players being trapped behind that silo. Molotov on their position as well. Alexi and Nikodas do just enough to keep Heroic a fighting chance to win out. And timeout used by NAVI.
Nikodas gets away with a lot here. That first kill towards Hut, he didn't have to. The second player comes so late through Hut, so Nikodas is able to reposition and look at the site itself. A little disjointed for NAVI pushing into that upper bomb site.
It looked great. Alexi was scaling really well. It looked like he was at a point where he could just turn the corner and clear out the bomb site and get them in pretty clean. And just as smoke plumes on the right side of those silos right when he's about to make his move. It was a very timely piece of utility for Heroic's defense. They lose a lot, but they've tied the game back up at 8.
Kicksan goes to the MP9. Rest of his squad with their weapon of choice, and for NAVI, despite losing the last round, they've still got the full purchase here.
It's kind of cool seeing, like, I mean, it makes sense as well. Nikodas as the opera on the CT side. Did he buy a smoke? I was gonna say he's emphasizing he has the money though. I'm a little bit surprised. He didn't buy a smoke last round and bought a nade. Again, he has a nade. That value of breaking open the smoke outside, just like that. The opportunity for a pick on the cross, a little bit more valuable than a smoke.
Only one kit here for Heroic. And Kicksan is going to make sure that that bomb isn't getting closer to the bomb star, making it feel comfortable for NAVI. All these kills are going in the favor of Heroic, untraded by NAVI, and it's quite comfortable here for the CT side.
Good awareness from Kicksan as well, seeing JL's taken out, the guy who's watching lobby from the T side for NAVI, and he's just like, well, this is a round with an MP9, I'll take a risk. I'll go for a crazy aggressive big flank. Adds one more tally onto it. Unlikely you see that again, but a good point of aggression for Kicksan.
Nikodas strikes on Imma. Nice shot from Wonderful. But there's nowhere he can really go with this one. He's stuck behind red and eventually taken out by Nikodas. So Heroic into the lead, and that was a full purchase in Navi. Everybody had an AK, they had plenty of utility. And all these 1v1 fights just fall apart very quickly into the round. Well, they're not so fortunate with the money. Don't have enough for a full purchase. Good push on Tessus through ramp. JL is frustrated about that, obviously.
This is a weird time in the map for Navi. As you mentioned, out of money, going to descend into Deagles, unarmored, so just hoping for some desperate picks to open something up. We know JL's Deagle can have impacts.
Nikodos needs to be careful. And for the fight at Silo. Gets tagged by the Deagle and drops back instead towards Hell. No rush in this one for Navi.
No, this would be pretty crazy upset, to be honest with you.
It would be to knock Navi out with Heroic coming into this event without Dexter, with their ex-teammate of Nikodos.
Yeah, I mean, there's that angle to it. I don't even think in terms of the stand-in situation. I just think in terms of, you know, the idea that the major champions that you expected there to be steps forward, that's been the whole conversation with them is, you know, we've been making progress. The major win came really early on in our lifespan, but we're still nowhere close to how good we can be. And it's just weird seeing that kind of progress feel
like it's
so
going downwards
far,
instead of upwards.
Just, or stalled out, right? Like just not going anywhere, really. AK-47 recovered for IEM. A couple more kills would be nice.
There's one extra before he is put in the grave by Nikodos. And I think it's another good testament to that of Heroic, their ability with this squad. I think the whole story around this team has been surprising people and sort of exceeding your expectations. We've definitely seen that through their whole lifespan, basically. At the start of this Heroic project, I don't think many people were really believing in it, and then suddenly they got some great results under their belt.
No, I wasn't super excited about it, and I wasn't super positive about it, but they still do have some cool pieces. If you think back to like the previous Heroic lineup with Cadian in it, and Stown and Yabi, I mean, Shush and Tessa's kind of proved themselves to be two very, very effective and strong role players. I know Shush gets a lot of respect in the positions that he plays still among the community, among the professional community. Nertz is obviously just a very, very special talent that we expect to keep getting better. Saw as a coach got great credit with his time in ENCE and putting that team together and how well they were doing. It's just a matter of a couple pieces, the question marks, the in-game leader, the Opera of Nikodos.
Okay, Nertz. Okay, it's an awkward fight for him now as he runs up the top of Secret into the smoke. He's lost a lot of health, and I can't believe he's still alive. Bit would have loved to have sunk that kill to draw it back into even numbers, but that'll come instead from JL. Bit eventually tracks Nertz down. Kixan had to trade it, so keeps it even still as we head into 1 minute left in the round. Bomb is now planted for Navi on this A site. Kixan quick about getting back to mid, and Alexi B did not have the cover or the powerful position to deal with that. And now Wonderful stuck at the back of the site. Very effective flashbang from Kixan, and JL has everything to do now left in this 1v3. He'll turn back from Tetris towards main, not able to pick up the second kill just yet. Now he's caught on the open and sandwiched in. Nikodos eventually confirms that kill in the round here for Heroic.
And he nails the drop this time. Comes down silently, doesn't land on his ankles, doesn't break anything, finds that final kill. Perfect flashbang from Kixan. Once he gets that foothold in mini, he's like, all right, boys, I got a flashbang for you. Get ready. We're going to party. Nice retake from Heroic in the 3v3. Despite the awkward engagements outside between Nertz and Mid. Yeah, it was a little weird. A little awkward from both guys. But look how blind Wonderful is.
Yeah, utility's been really nice to watch for Heroic. I think especially on that T side. Else, if you remember, Wonderful plays towards Garage with the AWP, and there's just streams of flashbangs coming towards him. And on the CT side as well, great effective usage of those flashes for Heroic, and Blade goes to the mic for an NAVI timeout.
Yeah, he's desperate to get something going, having a conversation with IEM, maybe talking to him about a few timings, how he wants him to handle a certain situation, make sure on this strategy, if we run it, if we get to this point, like this is what you're supposed to do. Last couple details to try and get a little bit of life in NAVI right at the end of this map. They've lost 4 in a row.
Guys, we need to win this this buy. I think.
Yes, you do need to win this.
Yes, you absolutely need to win this buy, and it's not just a think, it's a must. If they lose this, Heroic are up to 12.
I think there was going to be more after the I think. I don't think it's like, I think we need to win this. I think it's more like, I think we should do this.
Of course.
We ain't getting that part.
Oh, it's 12-8 if they lose this, and money will be drained from the bank accounts of NAVI. Heroic's best chance to close out this map here and now. They're gathering up in behind those ramp smokes. Tessus lies in wait. Peeks out, instantly gets that kill on bid. Fantastic work from Tessus, and he drops that molly, just drops down lower too.
And without hearing any ticks in the flames, nobody has actually tried to push through it right at the right on some kind of a timing. He knows they don't have ramp room yet. Nika does.
Oh, misses the shot. Adjustment a little bit too high to the right. He will go down to Imma. So kill back for NAVI. Tessus dropping back into the control room. He now has to adjust his position because he has to be concerned about that secret walk. In this JL fight, a door has gone the way of NAVI. Kixan will fall. Oh, to his former teammate. Shush descends down, takes JL out, and now Imma can't get away. Tessus is doing fantastic work in this round. He goes back to address wonderful and does so with immediate effect. Alexi B is now left in a clutch alone. A 1v3, and he wants those double doors closed, but Tessus does not allow that to happen. Shu swings open, decon, but Tessus, with a masterful round, started at ramp, finished at the lower bomb site, and he collects himself a 4K.
The reposition from Tessus when his teammate goes down, when Nikados goes down with the AWP in secret, is absolutely perfect. He's making sure they can't drop down ramp, and when Nikados dies, jumps over in towards control side, and even switching over to the AWP, I don't think he ever expected to have another engagement on control side. What a round from Tess's. Final trade at the end of the day for a triple kill. And Heroic have 4 chances to close out Nuke. It is their map pick, and they have looked strong on it.
Yeah, and NAVI come into this with a pretty weak purchase. Nerds just goes red aggressive. He's full of absolute unbridled confidence. And Imma is gone. So NAVI have to play the start of this round in a 4v5 deficit. And Nerds hasn't fallen back. He stayed committed in behind those temporary cover of the smoke. And he'll go back into secret now. Molotov is going to heat things up. Nerds has to get away and doesn't lose too much health considering that. Goes out for the peek again. Nearly loses his head.
Yeah, and that's a nice peek of information and an even better fallback if you're Nerds. You got some intel tracking them outside. You don't need to commit to that fight. You've given your team a 5-on-4. Don't give it right back to them. Smoke's still up, so a little bit bold.
Reload for Nerds, being heard, I'm sure, by JL. 49 seconds remaining in this round. What are some of the options NAVI have left?
Towards ramp room, they want to challenge. Nikados has a pretty shallow angle, and Tessus is reading this as well. Oh, 1 kill and get away.
No, he stays committed in behind that box. Tessus is there, the quick rotation down, and he's got that kill, no problem, on Alexi B. Bit throws everything he's got. Has to be JL, and it's Heroic to come out on top. It's Nuke that goes the way of Heroic in quite convincing fashion. On this day of survival, it's Heroic 1 map up over NAVI. Barrett is picked up on 2 plays here for the CT side of Heroic. It's Nikados and Shush. And Kixan, he's got $200, but no utility. So, interesting to see how this one's going to go down for Heroic on the CT side. Heroic now favored to pick this one up.
Yeah, well, they're about to get a lot of attention towards that B bomb site. Nikados has got one of the dualies, so he's in a good position up on the balcony. Oh, a little bit of a bait. The initial shots miss. He's done great damage to a second. And good shot from the USP over on Catwalk. 2 defenders are here.
Yeah, Tessa's just hiding behind cover. Alexi B gets ever closer, and it's worked out really well here for NAVI on the initial attack into the bomb site. Nerds coming back in from short. It's close to taking out Imma, but unable to connect that shot, and Nerds, couldn't get around the corner, couldn't get to safety.
Peeks right into a double swing.
Yeah, and that's looking quite comfortable now for NAVI, but Shush decides to go forward. He doesn't want to let them get that bomb down just yet. He wants to go into the fight and win this clutch. He separates them into 1v1 fights, but Imma just wins his duel.
Yeah, I actually looked like Heroic was in a solid position. Nikados gets 1, does tons of damage. They've got a player in the bomb site, they got a player on Catwalk, but they cannot keep NAVI from streaming out of the halls. I think Imma gets a entry while jumping or falling to kind of alleviate some of the pressure, and Alexi with a good position able to handle Tess's, and from here, NAVI's in a strong position. 1-0. Woo! Woo!
I think yours is better. I think you could join a CS team, Jace, if you wanted to.
Me too.
Nikodaz with Scout this time. It's another force buy for Heroic CT side. They've gone for this in back-to-back maps. Now it didn't work out last time, but it's a little better here as a shot lands into the chest of Bit.
Yeah, and that's a shame because he's got the MP5. I want to see him use it.
Yeah, I don't think that MP5 is gonna do much, Jason.
I'm part of the MP5 fan club.
I know.
I'm part of the fan club while also acknowledging that it feels like crap most of the time.
Especially at this kind of range. 5-7 wins all day long. Nerfs is going to win this.
I'm not the most experienced MP5 user, but I think it's actually like better in mid-range. I think it's like the spraying was what makes it feel a little weak and awkward. But, you know, regardless, Bit goes down.
It's now gone, and we won't probably see that
I think
again.
he's one of like 2 people who use the MP5 from time to time. I've seen JL use it at the early stages of CS2, but I think people are just like, the MP9 way too strong.
Well, Kickstand's boosted up on the Ninja Boxes. Nikodaz trying to distract and pull attention away, and that Deagle can unleash for a couple of body shots and goes back to the chance at Car, but JL stays up. He stays fighting.
The bomb's here. They have to come into this.
These scouts are so potent now because a lot of these players softened up there within one shot, and one of them take it away. That's JL down. Imma now gone, and Alexi B was low, so that force buy pays off for Heroic. The scouts come out in force, and that's going to be hella frustrating here for NAVI.
Oh, that's a return down to dirt if you're NAVI. That feels horrible after the pistol round victory. That round really slips away. Good setup from Heroic. The bait inside the bomb site up on top of the boxes. These scouts are perfect.
Well, Alexi straight away to a scout. He's seen what he could do in the last round. He wants a piece of that action.
See, I can do it too.
Let's see if he can.
Spoiler.
He probably won't.
He cannot.
I think. Imma somehow dodging all of the damage of that grenade. He's bringing his big old deagle over to this B bomb site. Kicks in. He now knows him is close and doesn't want to give him that headshot chance. Nertz in middle stops Bit from finding success through the underpass. And they're not getting any opportunities. No one overstepping the mark.
And Alexi just now starting to slide out top middle as well. See if he can find any peaks. If he goes deeper, he might be able to get Nertz. Nikodaz is providing some cover up towards window. Alexi not able to connect with anything yet, and Nertz is going to get aggressive, finds a perfect timing. Alexi looking elsewhere. Nikodaz backs off with low HP, but mid is going to be so tough to break through. 1 kill is not enough. Decent damage. Teslas can't handle the fight at the moment.
Oh god, it's not clean here. Imma eventually taken down through the underpass, and JL, it stands alone. So NAVI's purchase back does not find the same success that Heroic found in the prior, and it is now going to be a 2-1 start for Heroic that is likely to lead swiftly into 3. A nice shot from JL.
Heroic's got to be a little bit careful. I mean, JL can add one more kill, and depending on that kill, maybe he can add a second one. 20 seconds left. He's actually taking a really long round. He needs to die.
It's going to be tough to die, actually. He's got to sprint short right now and get involved in some of those fights. Fights in towards the connector. Some damage being done, but eventually stopped by Shush. And so JL gets his desired outcome. He'll get his money for the next round. And NAVI, well, they don't have enough of it to make a purchase here. So it is very likely now we see Heroic head to 3 rounds to 1. They could build up a really strong first half here on Mirage. And that gets really worrying for NAVI.
They could build up a really strong bank with a clean round here. Up against the Glocks. And if you're NAVI, maybe you play this one a little bit slow. Let them burn utility, have a bit of a conversation, some kind of a motivational speech out of Alexi. Got to get the boys fired up. It feels at the moment like NAVI after that first map, like recognized that it was like an off game, and they've kind of accepted that today's like a bad day, and it's just continuing. And that's just what it feels like from the outside. Need to fight back against that. No flashes, no smokes, no utility for this eventual B execute.
Yeah, they group up to B to try and get a bomb plant at least here. That is the goal for NAVI at the moment. And Kixan just plays a bit of an off angle at the van here. Should allow him to peel away with 1 kill at least. They all line up, and he'll hold down mouse 1. He's starting to run out of ammo, has to go to the sidearm, but Tesses is there to clean up the rest. So 3-1 start here for Heroic. They're absolutely loving this. No bomb plants, no extra cash for NAVI, but it's certainly enough to get rifles out now. So the AKs will return, and Blade will look on.
This is a very important round for NAVI to do some damage, win a round, take some guns away. chip into this economy a little bit. Moving forward, Nikodas is going to have the AWP, and he was out-opping Wonderful, having more impact with the op on map 1 than map 2, and you don't want that to get rolling for Heroic. You don't want it to be a constant thing you have to battle against.
Heroic with a quick boost up into middle. Shush will position himself at short. And Nikodas just making sure no NAVI players can stand comfortably behind those mid boxes. But NAVI are setting up utility outside of A at the moment. Alexi tossing out the jungle and Star Smoke together.
It seems very early, and no one, they haven't taken mid control, so there's no position for Wonderful or Ema to get involved in any kind of a split. So I think they're just baiting out utility for the moment, and then I think the follow-up is going to be a little bit more contact-based.
They're gathering info in middle, still Heroic, so they know that there's no split potential, and they are going to just start walking out in towards this A site. Nerd's not forced away from his position. He can stay on upper wood, and he's got Tessus to distract out from stairs. He's got that kill on JL. Big kill from Nerd's off the top of the wood, but is eventually traded by Bit, who does better to get a second. And Nikodas pushes in from CT spawn. Great flashbang. That'll remove Bit. And now Ima left alone at top middle. His job was to try and cut off these rotators to NAVI. He does in fact find Shush, but there's still 2 players to collect here, and they know where Ima's coming from. And he's sustained heavy damage from his initial fight.
Nice jump up though, nice reposition.
He's done it very quick.
Yeah, I think they might have heard it. Both eyes, Kixen and Nikodas, focused in this direction at the moment. Gonna take the long route through CT.
He's so low on health, and now Nikodas is considering CT because how long it's taken. You see nothing towards connector.
Save. It's done.
Yeah, it's no time to really get involved here for Ima. So save call back in CT spawn with that AK-47. What did you make of that round from NAVI in terms of the idea behind it?
I didn't mind it, to be honest with you. I think it actually had pretty decent impact, all things considering, on the main thrusts. Just a nice setup. The smoke being broken open over in Palace, I think, ruined things a little bit. That early kill, which allowed the crossfire to be effective. I think they got kind of exactly what they wanted in terms of some of the initial fights. It's this rotation from Nikodas, that kill, and then this flashbang. I mean, we mentioned yesterday, he left the team recently, or maybe it was today. Left the team recently, so actually that was this morning.
It was about,
yeah, it was about an hour
35 minutes ago.
So it's not like he's completely forgotten everything that Heroic liked to do or kind of lost connection in the comms. But I mean, you can see even as quote-unquote stand-in, he's still got some synergy.
Oh, Ima gets aggressive. It's a fast play up short. He catches Shush over towards that A-bomb side, and Ima repositions behind the smoke, and Bit's already in A. Through connector, just speed for NAVI, and it's working out completely. Tessus and Kixan, what can they do about this? Bombs down for NAVI already. That was a fast round. It works out real well.
Change of pace, and it's all down to the impact. And that's a little bit of freedom when you have the Tech 9s and a kind of low buy like this. But the fact that Ima gets a double kill in middle is what opens up the avenue for Bit to be that aggressive at the A-bomb site.
Kixan's still towards CT. He's still getting ever closer to this A-bomb site. Push plant set up for NAVI's one player in Palace.
He has a smoke. I think he's gonna go for a ninja here.
He's gonna go for it last second, and they're leaving the site. They're not expecting this. He's got a kill. Okay, Kixan, can he do this? He's got on it. That kid holding it all the way. Wonderful trying to stop it. Kixan on that defuse time was still a question regardless, but Wonderful will get the kill. Whew, that was fun at least.
Saves the day. That one might have buried NAVI. You lose that round. Oh, that would have been harsh. I'm actually kind of surprised Kixen goes for that fight.
I think it was still going to be close on time anyway. It looked like he might.
I think he had it. Maybe. I think he had it for sure.
Let's see. Gets that kill on JL. Wonderful has to barrel back, and it was close enough. But Wonderful confirms it for NAVI. And that bounces them right back into the beginning of this T half. And boy, do they need rounds here on this T half of Mirage.
They need some life more than anything.
Some energy.
Yeah, something positive swinging in their direction.
And Wonderful has got the AWP out. Big conversation about him needing to hit shots, but look at Nerds. He's pushed all the way through ramp already. He's in T-spawn. He's gathering so much info with this play already. Shush dies on A.
Surprising fight for Shush to take. Nikodas had just rotated over. Thought the AWP would take the angle. Still, Nerds has fantastic information on what's happening on this map.
Tessa spotted by Alexi B. Tessa will win the fight versus Alexi. And now Kixan is readying himself for this play into the B bomb site. His feet are steady.
He
spots
spotted.
that first player come out, but he sure has been spotted. He still has Tessus out towards short. Imma's flank could work out for Navi here. Tessus, important kill. JL goes down, and so will the bomb in the apartments, and that is going to throw a huge spanner into the works. And it looks like Imma's flank might not be enough. He takes Kicksan down. Remember, the bomb is still so far away from Imma. He'll come back in from Market. Nertz is just not wanting to give this fight up. Just stay alive. Don't give him the 1v1 fight against Nikodos, who's making that rotation in. The longer he stays alive, the quicker Nikodos can get in position. And there was enough distraction set up by Nertz to allow that kill from his AWPer.
Tessus is doing a really good job over on Catwalk. Even if you go all the way back to the Pistron, is able to grab another kill on that B hit, but he's providing wonderful support. Good kill on Alexi, trying to make it up Catwalk and spinning to take out Wonderful's AWP over in the halls. A really nice sequence from Tessus. And as you mentioned, just kind of staying alive as well, all things considered. 3 kills in the round before going down. Nice! 3-round lead for Heroic.
Imma once again on AK. We're able to win a round with this kind of situation before. It was all about how fast they were. This time, Imma sent out mid to fight again. Unable to catch Nikodos early on. Nikodos is now primed towards apartments. As soon as I say that, he unscopes and the flashes are effective for Navi. They get out the window. The Kicksan finds himself in a solid position, but he's run out of ammo in that M4. And he has to go to the P2000. It's not the weapon for the job, but luckily Alexi had been softened up by those initial M4 bullets. And now Kicksan needs to reload. He's hiding behind a smoke of his own creation, and it's worked out so well for that turn back on Imma. Kicksan delivering absolutely everything for his squad, and JL now must clutch. He's down into a 1v1, and Kicksan is so low that a body shot from that Deagle gets him out of this round. And JL has to realize that the Deagle is the better option. And Kicksan stands behind that van. He's going for all 5, baby, and he can't do it. JL closes out the clutch with the Deag. And Navi so desperately needed that round.
You can see JL shake his head, and I think that's like more the emotion of everything at the moment feels so hard for Navi. The fact that Kicksan is able to be this effective in that position, he's just got to be scratching his head to a certain degree, like it didn't need to be like this. But a really nice 1v2 clutch, the 1 Deag in towards Market. And they finally done it, Navi. They've ground away this economy. It's been touch and go. It hasn't all looked great, but finally Heroic's out of money. They force up with a single M4 and a scout.
Navi going for a simple call. All 5 players positioned outside of A. Because Heroic feel freed up with some of the weaker weapons, they are pushing quite aggressively through B, gathering all this information, but now they know it's going to be an A play.
Oh, you can't lose
First kill
2.
is from Shush, and if they lose 2 players in this initial attack in, this will completely weaken Navi, and that flank is fast through T-spawn. So much damage being done from this scout from Nikodos, and remember that flank, it's coming around ramp right about now. JL's taking Nikodos out. Wonderful goes to address it, spots out Nertz, but will he expect the second player? He's going back for it, but as soon as he looks, he switches his weapon, and he goes down to Kicksan. A 3v3 that Heroic can win here.
Oh, let's see. This retake is going to be underway. Alexi slid in towards Cubby around that smoke. Position given up by JL, but he's got a frag. Oh. And with no kit, this really is slowed down way too much.
Oh, Alexi B turns back and spots out Kicksan. If he had fallen down, that could have reopened the chance for Heroic, but Navi just about limped through that.
Between Nertz and Wonderful, that AK-47 at the bottom of A ramp is like the holy grail in Indiana Jones. Like, they just can't stop reaching for it. They just can't stop going for it. They don't clear the angles. They just want that AK-47 so badly it gets them both killed.
I'm sure Navi will just take a breather, a sigh of relief. After they're able to convert that round, it looked like Heroic. Really caused a real mess when all that initial damage was being done by Nikodos. Shush hits that first headshot on the Deagle. And the flank looked like it might be the cherry on top of the whole situation. Good start here for Bit. Imma clears out window. And Navi settle into this one. A nice recovery round. Bit with a solid transfer down to Tessus. Couldn't finish off the job, but does some damage from stairs to below. And JL finishes off Tessus without a problem. So Kicksan now through the underpass. Navi are going to tie this up.
It'll be 5-5. Navi putting themselves in a position here on Mirage to have a wonderful first T-half. Been a good bounce back, and the nice thing too about it, a lot of it is Ima's doing a good job over in middle. He's got 12 kills in this round. You love to see that. JL's had a couple nice impactful clutches. If it weren't for that second round hiccup, this could be a pretty good half for Navi so far. I mean, you got to say 3 in a row. For the last 5, it is a good half for Navi. It could be a better half for Navi.
Yeah, it could get better.
First time out of the map. 10 rounds in.
And it's Heroic that have decided to call it. Ancient, the third map in this series, if it is required. And currently looking like it might be. A lot more money left over in reserve for Navi here in comparison to that of Heroic.
Yeah, Navi can buy these last 2 rounds. I mean, obviously, if they buy this one, next round it's going to be no problem, even if they were to lose this. So they got to be pleased about that. Heroic going to go back to some of these aggressive mid setups. Navi's really punished the extremities, but now Heroic is going to take control of the center of the map.
Yeah, Utility really cancels Ima out there. He gets caught by flashes, hit by grenades. The whole wombo combo he couldn't deal with. JL. Good headshot, but traded by Tessus, and Wonderful needs to be careful. He pulls a nade as that peek comes in, and now Bit is stuck at Tetris. He's overrun because Kicksand just doesn't stop moving forward. Alexi B now in a 1v2, and this round just started, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, Heroic is so aggressive in this round. They're saying, we don't want you guys to have any room to fight any longer. Jumping over the boxes, making sure nobody from Heroic can get comfortable, and Alexi's going to take the long route through CT spawn. Can this
But he's
be
quick
hurt?
about it. He's very quick about it, and Tessus has not heard this out, but he now considers that option, and he is able to adjust, even though Alexi B was maybe a little wider than anticipated.
That was a really nice timing for Alexi. Hitting that, he walked at the perfect moment to avoid detection. Just can't win out on the fight. 6-5, Heroic up 1 going into the final round of this first half. Elimination series here at IEM Dallas. Navi must have this map. Otherwise, they're out of the tournament. They must take us to Ancient as a third and decider.
One more. Wait for me. Please don't touch, please.
And we get underway in round 12. Alexi going to be in middle, and once again some aggression from Heroic. Nikado's a little bit slow considering his options, heading towards the underpass. Tucked into the wall.
Needs to be careful. They can see him, and Ima, it will remove him. So opening kill here for Navi at the start of round 12.
That spot's feel like it don't work anymore. I think he missed the jump. I think he wanted to make it over to Catwalk,
And then
as
he's
they've been
kinda
doing
stuck
throughout the
there.
half. Yeah, then he's just kind of like, oh, well, crap, what do I do now?
They'll probably fight. Now, Wonderful connects his shot on Tessus. Not the start Heroic would have liked to try and push forward to 7-5, and Wonderful connects yet another, this time on Nurse.
A lot of low HP players in middle. If they can find these kills, Shush gonna get hit with that smoke, which takes away any option him and Kixon have of double peeking when it fades.
Bit smooth through B. He's got a lot of space and information on the back of this. Shush looks to try and move in and address that possible problem. He could spot the bomb, but Bit will take out Shush. So that problem is now averted, and it's just Kixon left. And he's spotted out by Ima. It'll be 6-6 at the turn of the first half as Navi try and bounce back here in this series. They need Mirage if they want to stay alive here in Dallas.
Backside one. She's up.
You backside
I'm
right
jungle.
side.
Okay,
Backside right side.
I'm in jungle. I'm all backside. I'm all right side. One short. Short one.
Short!
I'm picking short.
Chopper!
Two short. One more.
Chopper, блядь, in short. Fuck you, die. Close mid. Oh.
Push me. Push me.
The trap?
Two mid.
Guys,
Three middle.
He was low.
Jungle.
Guys, I'm doing a funny mid.
I'm holding
jungle.
stairs.
Good.
Can you hold stairs?
Bench!
Bench, I can.
One more, jungle! Guys,
Two
we
stairs.
can rotate, we can rotate. No off. We cannot.
Pick bench.
One more. Wait for me.
Bench and stairs.
Please don't die, please.
We cannot.
No, bro.
Both there.
Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Dallas 2024. This is the 100th Intel Extreme Masters, and if NAVI want a chance at winning the title here in Dallas, they better pick up Mirage. Heroic, they're looking good, Jason, honestly. This is a team that maybe wrote off coming into the event, but they're showing up in style.
Yeah, showing some cool things. And Kixon called a good T-side back on Nuke, so I'm interested to see how this one on Mirage is going to go. Heroic, more so than Navi, seem like they're willing to be hyper aggressive. It's all good. It's all good. Still early.
Someone noticed it, at least. There you go. Kicks out. Damn, all right, I'll pick up the bomb.
I have to do everything. I have to call the tactics. I have to run back and get the bomb. Got to throw the utility.
All right, Nika does. He's going to place that window smoke at market.
There's going to be a strong defense here, though. Alexi and Bit are both at the bomb site. Bit's boosted up. Wonderful's going to be on catwalk very quickly as well.
Alexi be blinded. Taking out a fight right now. Shush is going to make the most of that. Charging in, but Bit off the ninja box now gives away his position. And sure, yeah. Getting that kill out towards bench is a little bit ridiculous from Bit. But that bomb is now planted. Heroic have it 3 versus 3 ahead of them as Wonderful comes back in from short. It is Nikadars that is picked out by JL. Effective trading from Nerds, and he knows that second player of Wonderful was spotted towards short, so he's holding for that with that P250. He's confident to fight it. And IEM moving in as well. He's coming in from market. He gets spotted out by Kicksan and dropped like a fly. It is just Wonderful left. He'll charge back in, having to switch pistols. He runs out of ammo. Nice shot. There was one bullet in that. And Wonderful connects it. There was a kit on Imma's corpse, and he's running towards it to try and pick it up. And now he's got that kit back. He's running into the site. Needed the headshot. Couldn't collect it. And now time evades him. So will the pistol round. He will exit with the kills, but Heroic pick up the round.
Man, and Navi had a pretty decent defense. I think the only real weak spot of it is Bit playing boosted up in the bomb site. There's no one actually providing resistance to Heroic getting out of the halls, right? The bait is coming towards catwalk, but there's no one to slow down or stop the stream of players from jumping down. Bit's even lucky to get a second spectacular kill towards bench, but Heroic have the pistol. Every T-side has won the pistol round in the series so far.
T's be on top. I mean, that's why we didn't even notice on day one when the economy wasn't fully integrated. We didn't heavily notice some of the changes because all the T-sides are winning pistols.
Yeah. Well.
And this should be the follow-up for the T-side as well. Navi deciding not to go for that CT Force. There's a difference between them and Heroic. Heroic decided to give the CT Force by in the first half, and they won it. Now, if you want to get the guns out as quickly as possible.
And they do go for a different style in the second round after winning the pistol. Navi had spread out a little bit more of a default. You know, Bit had been forced back from watching A-Ramp, took a ton of damage, eventually picked off. Plenty of time for Heroic scouts to tag players and finish them off at range. Heroic just throws all the utility in a nice set piece with no stack here, nothing to stop them. So 8-6, 2-round lead for Heroic. Next round, we're going to get the M4s out for Navi.
This would be a very disappointing group stage exit for Navi today.
It's going to be a very disappointing group stage exit for Virtus Pro, who are currently down 4-8 against Big on the second map. Down a map in the series.
That's crazy to think about. As the opening game for Navi at this event was against Big, and it felt like it was going to be right down to the wire. Navi didn't look all that convincing against Big in their opening game, and then they have Spirit, and you wonder, okay, fair enough, it's against Spirit, but now against Heroic, they're on the back foot again here. Starting to worry about the Navi squad at the moment. MP7 kept in the hands of Nerds. Everybody else on a rifle. Navi have a purchase. So Heroic keeping it simple again. It's going to be 5 players towards this A bomb site.
They're going to try and go through. Bit's very close up. Dodges the flashbang. Dodges all of them but the last. Dodges the first 3, but the 4th one destroys him. Ema steps forward and can only get 1.
4v3, force off the back of those initial fights, and Heroic will certainly be feeling comfortable with Nerds under a rifle instead of that MP7 as well. It's looking good for them, and Navi, considering the save call already, as frustrating as it might be.
Yeah, if they don't get a gift, committing
There's no
here.
kit.
I know. Like this is actually like you're kind of going to go investigate, see if you can get 1 kill very, very fast. Heroic's playing this very disciplined, but if you go too far, you lose everything at the end of the day.
It's even luring them in. They've got 2 smokes, but no kit, and now Nikados on that big flank. Fortunately for Navi, they got rid of him because he looked like he was in the perfect position to even cancel out that save call on a few players, but they are able to exit and save those weapons. But Heroic are now at 9 rounds on this T side, and so far, again, Kicksan with some great calls.
Yeah, keeping it nice and simple. Just an execute. Perfect flashbangs, good usage. Bit gets blinded at top A ramp. The rotations coming in behind the smoke walls all get blinded and delayed as well. And even though Heroic use all their utility on the initial thrust, they leave it with a man advantage, which makes that retake so difficult. It'll be interesting to see now, too, because this is back-to-back rounds of an A execute. Yeah, the last round was a full-blown save. Start having a little bit of conditioning come into play where Navi's got to be a bit concerned about the hit into the A-bomb site. Might cheat a second player over there a little bit early. And still no op in the hands of Wonderful.
Kicksan currently has a sniper in his hands. He has the best mid-spawn currently. So we'll likely be seeing Kicksan try to open up this round with a pick in towards window or connector.
It's a good round for it. As we just mentioned, there's no op on Wonderful. You're going to know that based off how this half has played out so far. So you don't really have anyone kind of heads up dueling against you. Take that peek, see if you can just grab 1 cheeky frag and back away.
Goes in the window. Flash is good against Kicksan, and JL able to stop him with a rifle.
Not able to back away.
Not able to.
It's gone the wrong direction. Wonderful has no head armor. Got to be careful against that M4. Nerds tucked in, jumping, avoiding the spam.
It's uncomfortable. And finally, Wonderful will walk out on top of that fight versus Nerds. So Navi given 2 players early here.
It's backfired.
Nerds is not having the best of games at the moment. It's actually Tessas and Kicksan that did most of the heavy lifting in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, Navi didn't do as many straight up, I mean, A hits as we've seen Heroic do already, and Nerds playing that anchor position didn't always have a whole lot of attention at his bomb site.
So you'd imagine more impact will be felt here on the T side from Nerds.
He's going to be a critical part of that mid control for Heroic's T side when they run their defaults.
Heroic yet to find a way to get a kill back in this round. Tessas attempts it towards window. Nice boost here for JL up on top of the double stack at short. He should be good for 1 at least. Oh my god, Shush, what a shot. JL got the initial damage off, dropped Shush down to 6 health, but all it takes is that 1 AK bullet to the brain and JL's off the top. Now they're going into the connector.
Nikados, if he gets this kill, it's everything. It could be so much, and he will. Just saw a little bit of the hip.
So from 5v3 for Navi to 22 seconds remaining in this round, and Heroic are at even numbers, but Bit hides at default. There's limited time here for Heroic. They have to be swift getting into this A-bomb site, and Bit, he could end it all. He could save his team right now if he's able to take them down. It's 1 quick kill on Tesses, and he knows the Shush is around that corner. It's a perfect placement of the grenade. Bit denies the bomb plant, and there's no time here for Nikados. The round is collected from Navi, and it's saved here by Bit.
Oh, that would have been a nice kill to have at the end. The opportunity was there. Ema gave the op a chance to land it. Still a 2-round lead for Heroic, and even though that round doesn't go any of the way you wanted, Kicksan gets picked off when he's trying to take a peek in middle very early on. Good job from JL. But other than that, I mean, Nerds going down next. Other than that, Heroic does a great job of grabbing a couple kills, making it dangerous, and bringing that economy low. They've got a good chance to reset Navi early on, and they call a timeout to talk it over. They can really put Navi in an awkward position for the rest of this half if they can cause economic devastation.
Yeah, to see Wonderful get the chance onto the AWP here for the CT side, but Dallas finally with the AWP out for the T side. We've seen Kixan attempt to wield it at the start. Dallas will hold it from the beginning of the round this time. And they're heading towards middle with him and Tesses. Wonderful playing from window. On that CT side, smoke comes in. That'll force him to change up his position, and they'll drop back into a connector setup here for Rima. Kixan applying some pressure towards B early, allowing NAVI to hear that presence towards B. And there's pressure applied here towards Palace. Shush has caught a perfect time to get out of the smoke here.
This is such a wild little lurk. Oh, he's going to get it on Bit. That's heartbreaking. Now sees the other one on stairs. He got another one, and Nikodas chimes in as well. What a play from Shush.
Willing to just take fights all across the board here, Heroic, and they've come out on top of every single one of them. JL dropped, and it is a flawless round for Heroic, and we can hear them celebrate that from a mile away, because that is a huge round to win.
That's a punch in the face, and if you're Navi, you can't even really think about force buying here. Like, you have to save. Maybe you descend into a low buy armor and pistols. You've got a 3-round losing bonus built up. Could be worth it just to see if you can pull off a miracle, but Shush just takes a huge gamble and walks right through that smoke.
Yeah, that's one step closer to knocking Navi out here in Dallas in frustration. Sure, that's got to be a tough round to have to go through if you're Navi. And it gets worse here for Alexi B. Down first. Nearby for the last hurrah will come in the next round, but they are going to be facing a scoreline of 11-7 down. And they are a map down in this series. Nurse goes right through Imma. Shot from Nikodas to rip JL off the top of the ticket box. And the pistols don't find any must-needed magic.
Heroic's looking solid right now, and Navi look a little bit discombobulated. We've seen a lot of discomfort from them in this series. Maybe a lack of cohesion. But Heroic's come in focused. Having to bring Nikodas back for the tournament hasn't seemingly affected them at all. 11-7, 2 rounds away from knocking Navi out of IEM Dallas.
And doing it in very convincing fashion as well. Map 1 didn't allow double figures to come in. It was a 13-8 win on Nuke for Heroic. Looking like it's going to be a pretty similar scoreline here on Mirage. Only 4 opening jewels won on this map for Navi.
That's not ideal.
No.
You do hate to see that.
Real tough time in that department. Second tactical timeout used. This kind of performance has just got to feel so deflating.
It's frustrating too, like especially coming off the major and the conversation around that run being a fluke and not something that can be repeated. And obviously, as a player in Navi, you want to prove that wrong. But it seemed, yeah, when it's
you
not
get
going
performances like this, you maybe start, even as a competitor, start to think maybe they're right.
Not yet, but maybe when the game's over, yeah.
Wonderful in middle. He'll drop back in behind that connector smoke. Keep eyes on who wins this opening jewel. Will it be the 5th for Navi?
Nert's going to take that opportunity when the mag is empty.
Oh, running through the smoke is Imma, walking right into the waiting arms of Nertz. Imma down and out, follow-up from Nertz, and it is 12th round, surely locked in now for Heroic. Absolute domination. Navi not able to match the output of Heroic today. And Bit will play at the ticket box, but Heroic have no need to commit anywhere just yet. There is so much time left in this round, and they are so far ahead when it comes to advantageous positions. And Bit is stuck. Nertz walks right into him, hunts down his 3rd victim of this round. Nikodas now on the other side of the map will prevent Wonderful surely from having that AWP. It's 12 rounds to 7. NAVI mere moments away from being knocked out here in Dallas.
You can see the difference on this map, on this T side, especially for Heroic. Like, I'm not even going to say this is like a great masterclass tactical calling from Kixen, but individually, Heroic players are so much more willing and so much more confident in the plays that they make. Nert stepping in towards Khan, finding a kill as Ima comes through the smoke and taking that space to build upon it, challenge JL over in jungle. We saw previously the Shush lurk out the Palace smoke as well, taking a risk and it paying off. NAVI just straight up overwhelmed here on Mirage. On their own map pick, the second half has been a 6-1 run. No one on Heroic has died in 3 rounds. 3 rounds straight, all 5 players survive. They're leaving no doubt in who the better team is today. 5 chances to close out this series, progress to play in their final match later on today against the winner of Big versus Virtus Pro for a spot in the playoffs.
Big kill from Nertz. Another opening kill added to the tally of Heroic. Ima down. NAVI with 4 remaining. Perhaps not many more moments left for them here in Dallas. For Heroic, the returning champions of Dallas from last year, Nertz and Salt, still will have the opportunity to make it into the playoffs. They'll have their last chance later today. They look to convert upon this, but JL evens out the numbers for now. 55 seconds left. Bomb needs to get around that corner safely. Nikodos is the man carrying that. Alexi B finishes off the softened player. Turns back to try and stop the apartments play, but that bomb is down short. So these 2 players that have now come into B need to run back and pick that bomb up. And if Heroic want to close it now, they've got to do it in a 2 versus 3 situation.
It was never about picking the bomb up. It's about what kind of position can Kixen get in over towards market, take the space there while the bomb was being picked up, and does he want to progress even further forward?
Oh, he's found the aggressive maneuver with Shush going down. It's all on Kixen, the in-game leader, to close it. They know exactly where he is, but he's found himself a powerful spot now behind lots of cover. Molotov comes in. That tap on the defuse is going to make things incredibly uncomfortable for Kixen, but JL didn't stick it. There's no kid on these 2 players, but the peek from Kixen is enough to keep NAVI alive in this one. And JL in particular finding some very important kills to get them back into this round.
Yep, just barely hold on, and now they've got the op back as well. Now they can get a few more M4s, feel a little bit more stronger in their defense, but they've got a long road to go, so no time to be too happy. Out of timeouts as well for NAVI. Blades burned all of them in the attempt to get his team back into this series. And there's so much money on Heroic.
Miss window smoke. Will they expect this? Nade stacking towards the bottom of connector. Even if they don't commit around the corner, it's information to Wonderful that no one has got mid here for Heroic.
I heard someone shouting, I think, miss, so I'm wondering if they knew it on release, that it was off.
Would indicate why they didn't go, or rather would explain why they didn't round the corner into the mid-fight.
Yeah, I could hear a panic shout in the studio.
That's
Please
why
don't
it's
turn
nice
that
to have
corner.
our casting perch up here, Jason. We have the Overlord looking over the whole team set up here. And Ima under the wood. He's got plenty of players from Heroic about to come through Palace. Bit can take that initial attention, but he's drawn towards connector. Only look at the right spot at the right time here a bit. Tessa's now making his way through middle. Utility will start to rain above this A-bomb site being put in place. In towards jungle, miss utility all round long here for Heroic. Ima traded after 1.
Designed.
Absolutely. No doubt. 40 seconds. 3v4. Heroic down a player, and they are now stepping ever closer to this A-bomb site. NAVI in good position to try and stop this from happening. JL with an important headshot, but he's traded again by Nertz. 30 seconds. That's all they've got here, Heroic. And with that bomb down in the open, it doesn't feel likely that they'll be able to pull this one back. And Nikodos is stuck in Palace. So now they're doing as much as they can to stay alive, and You've strung a few together now. Now Nikodos realizes he can't get out of Palace. Never mind trying to win this round.
Okay, stumped at the finish line 2 times in a row. Navi fighting back. It's going to be 9-12. As I said, Heroic's got plenty of money, so they'll be buying up again. The AWP will obviously still be in play. And this time Navi stopped the A set piece. They struggled with it earlier on in the half, but it looked good there. Third and final timeout used by Saw and Heroic. Missed Molotov. I think it's still, I don't know. They still got the job done.
They got one for one.
Yeah, they cleared the position they wanted to clear with the Molotov.
Plenty of chances here for Heroic, but this is their last timeout. Saw looking to try and make the adjustments for a squad to just get that extra percentage to be able to close this.
And it's also where you gotta like kind of tell your players at the same time, like, hey, don't be afraid to make those plays that you were making that got us here. Don't be afraid, Nerds, to kind of take an advantage when you feel it. I can't imagine Nerds would be someone who shies away from that. Don't be afraid, Shush, if you sense an ability.
They are leaving mid now. There is a lot of space in mid. We should use that.
All right, a lot of space in mid. They're gonna try and use it.
Well, wonderful. Hopping up on top of short. Not seeing anybody crossing over that smoke is going to sever his information flow for the time being. Kicksand forced forward by that Molotov. He tries to get Alexi beat cracked open. Close enough to it, but unable to do so. And Kicksand is taking a lot of utility damage, so he'll now drop back. Underpass is the play forward for Nerds. Tessa's with him. Climbing up into the window. Could be a very powerful position. JL walking right into Nerds. There's another opener here for Heroic, and there's space to play with for Nerds, but he pulls out his knife and ends up getting taken down by Imma in the middle of that quick switch. So the trade's through from Navi. Minute and 8 seconds left.
Oh, over the smoke. Tess's has one. Shush now going to take the space. They know Bit somewhere around here still. Have to be cautious about this A-bomb site. The jump over. Oh, Bit goes down quick. There's the play from Shush. Not scared.
And now the B-bomb site is open, and the bomb is making its way through. This looks like it is finally the right maneuver for Heroic to close this one out, move forward into that lower bracket final, and knock Navi out here in Dallas. Wonderful is on the opposite side of the map. And the bomb is planted at B. It will be a long journey for him back.
It's an impossible journey. You ain't making this.
But Tess says he is likely to be the player to close this one out here. He's tucked behind that murder hole. Wonderful considers it. Make his way in, gets by the scope. Molly in, and Tessis is the man to close the job. Heroic knock Navi out. The major champions most recently yet to replicate any of that success, and we will not be seeing them in the playoffs here in Texas.
Yeah, that's very, very crushing for Navi. A day where they come in and did not even look anywhere close to their best. That progression that they